Wheel World is an upcoming video game where you ride bikes. As a cyclist and a gamer, this is my most anticipated piece of media for 2025. In this video, I'm going to tell you everything we know about this game so far and my thoughts on the whole thing. So, what do you do in Wheel World? Do you race bikes? Yes, it says so here in the trailer and on the website. Do you build bikes? Yeah, kinda. You can swap out the main parts. The trailer shows a wide variety of wheels, handlebars, saddles and frames, including a hot dog frame. I don't really know if it's just cosmetic or if it affects how the bike handles. Will you save the world? Yes. It's a video game. Reading from the website, you will carry out your destiny by recovering your stolen legendary parts, perform something called the Great Shift, and save the world. Okay. So what we seem to have here is an open world game where you ride around, join races, upgrade your bike, maybe find some secrets, and eventually unravel an epic fantasy storyline. That sounds pretty good to me. Navigating an open world and upgrading your ride actually reminds me of a legendary game from my childhood, Need for Speed Underground. Yeah, that's a driving game and the vibe is very different, but I think the concept is great as long as riding the bike is fun. Which leads me to my next question. How do you play? What's it like to ride these bikes? Does it play like, let's say, Mario Kart? It kinda looks like it. The movement looks arcadey, but we don't know. My guess is that controlling the bike will actually be very easy, and that cycling is more of the theme of the game than an actual meaningful mechanic. I'm assuming that you hold A to pedal, push B to brake, and use the left thumbstick to turn. And then you probably upgrade your bike over time to have the chance of winning more difficult races. I'm just trying to be a little bit realistic here. This seems very much like a video game, and the trailer is screaming 100% vibes. No part of this indicates cycling simulator ambitions. So I think we are looking at a Mario Kart-ish riding, where you just need to maybe slow down before some corners to avoid crashing, but mostly just learn the routes to win. But Mario Kart is really fun, so I'm still happy if that's the case. Now that's how I think Wheel World will control. But hear me out, wouldn't it be really cool if they just went all in and created this revolutionary control scheme where the right and left triggers controlled the rear and front brake, imitating the brake levers on a real bike with two handbrakes? Triggers can measure how far you pull them back, so it would be like modulating your brakes. This could create a really high skill ceiling for learning to brake effectively, with the rear brake without skidding, unless of course you want to, because it's a video game and that could be really fun. And you would also have to learn to brake effectively with your front brake without having the rear wheel lifting off the ground, potentially making you fly over the handlebars. Unless, again, of course, if you want to, because it's a video game and that could be really freaking fun. And most controllers have two really good vibration motors these days, so you could get individual feedback from both brakes. Is this a really good idea or what? Or am I just describing some kind of bicycle quap here? No, I think it would be fun. Did you ever play Skate on Xbox 360 or PlayStation 3? It had this really cool controller scheme where you flicked the right stick first down and then up or all over the place to do ollies and tricks. It was very fun to learn. It felt difficult at first, but all the movement actually felt totally natural after a while. However, since Wheel World needs to be playable with a mouse and keyboard because it's coming to PC on Steam, the trigger braking can't really be done. There are no triggers on a keyboard. The trailer doesn't show any kind of on-screen information about things like stamina or energy levels, things that you could totally choose to implement in a cycling game. There is also no on-screen map in the trailer. If you've ever played an open world game before, you know that maps are really important, both the big map that you can open up to set markers and stuff, but also the mini-map in the corner of the screen. It would be really crazy if there wasn't one, although it's kind of a cool idea, because it would mean that you actually have to find your way around in the environment, instead of relying on a map for directions. But once again, I think there will be a map, or whatever way of helping every player get forward in the game. Can you play Wheel World with your friends? Probably not. There is no mention of multiplayer of any kind, which is a bit of a bummer. In any kind of competitive game, such as a racing game, it seems like a no-brainer to let people play against their friends or other people online. But I'm not expecting that to be the case here. I think Wheel World is a casual single-player experience. Wheel World will be released on Xbox, PlayStation 5 and PC. There is no information about how much it will cost yet, but it will be available on Xbox Game Pass. I have been waiting for Wheel World for almost a year now. I watched the first trailer back when the game wasn't even called Wheel World yet. It was called Ghost Bike back then, but they decided to change the name. Wheel World is developed by Hesshof, the creators of Nidhogg, which is widely recognized as a minimalist multiplayer masterpiece. And to make the whole thing even more promising, it's published by Anapurna. Anapurna have a thing for these unique and very stylized games, and I generally like what they put out. I trust them. They published Cocoon, which was my favorite game of 2023. Wheelworld is set to release early 2025, but there is still no release date. For now, all we have is this trailer, which I keep watching every time I look if a release date has been set yet. So, does this game seem interesting to you? Do you play games at all? I don't know if the overlap between bikes and games is all that big. This is obviously not a gaming YouTube channel, but since this game is about bike, I thought that it might be of some interest. I know that I am very interested, and I hope that I can release the game as soon as possible, because let's face it, winter riding is not quite the same as summer riding, although I still go out and ride. It would be cool to have a bicycle video game to play as well. And I might end up making a let's play video once the game is released. That could be really fun actually. Anyways, thank you for watching. Have a great day.